Hi guys, and welcome to another staff weekly update video, which is coming out monthly. This is going to be my last weekly update video. There's a few things to talk about and acknowledge on this week's video. That'll be one of the first, but probably the actual first will be to acknowledge that Jane is no longer with us, which I think that most of you would know by now, but if you don't, Jane has decided to move on and she left last week. I just wanted to acknowledge Jane's excellent work over the years she has worked here. Jane's worked here for 5.5, 6 years and seen a lot of changes in the service in moving from our old grant funding to the NDIS funding model, which we've all been operating and labouring under for a number of years now. That work has been complicated and very, very difficult and challenging to organise. And I just want to say a really big thank you to Jane on behalf of Bank and on behalf of all of our clients and all of the staff. Thank you so much, Jane, for the wonderful way that you approached the work and the people involved with it. You were the master of it, and you tamed it to some extent to make it easier for all of us. I've been trying to do some of it the last few days, and I tell you what, it's not easy. So, Jane, thank you, and we're very sorry to see you go. Guys, I am also leaving. I actually resigned before Jane. I beat you, but I just stayed a bit longer, for better or worse. But it's better to try and sort a few things out. My last day is actually today. I've been trying to get to this video to say goodbye to you guys, such as it is in this pixelated format. I've decided also to move on. I have a job offer. It seems like a great job for me to do. I'm going to go off and do some research, which is a bit of a passion of mine. And so I'm moving on to that, albeit with somewhat bad timing for Bank. But I have really enjoyed working with you guys. Actually, I've loved my work here, and I think we've achieved some really wonderful things together. I think that we have started to look at the processes that we use to do our work, and that we've really started to improve some of them, even if it's clunky, like electronic timesheets. It's got to be a bit better, right? Even though it's difficult to transition, and thank you all for your help and feedback and cooperation to do that. We've tried venturing into electronic Zoom supports. We've seen a new support coordination regime come in with Mel at the helm. We've done lots of stuff. We've mapped out our processes and we've started making some efficiencies to make our work easier and to make the product of our work better for ourselves and our clients. And I think and hope and expect that Bank will carry on with that work with all of your excellent help and feedback. You guys are a professional and wonderful bunch of people, and I think that you will do well in the future. Which brings me to the next point, the November roster, which I have scheduled in. And oh my God, I'm sure there are some holes there. Nicole has very thankfully been helping me with that. Thank you so much, Nicole. Guys, groups and one-on-ones are going to fly into action as of next Monday. And there is a hell of a lot of activity going on. So good luck with it. I hope that it goes well. There's probably going to be some glitches because this is the first time that I've had a crack at the roster and I'm no Jane. So please be forgiving and be prepared to be curious about what's gone wrong if something goes wrong, and just talk to each other. Talk to Nicole, talk to each other, talk to whoever's in the office, and the clients, ring around if there's some holes, and please try and figure it out and make the thing work. It's really important that it works for our clients and for Bank access. Actually, we need to make the thing work, and we can. I apologise for any holes that I've left. I've tried to make it as seamless as possible, but I reckon there'll be some seams. Who else can you talk to? Well, I'll tell you who. Gary Moore. I don't know if many of you or any of you have met Gary or know who he is, but Gary is a member of our board. Gary is an excellent guy. He comes to us with a massive life of experience and knowledge. And Gary actually wants for Bank Access to thrive into the future, and he's going to be doing his best to carry on over the next few months while we look for a permanent person to come and fill this role that I'm leading, or to find some other arrangement that works for Bank Access. And who knows what that'll be. Maybe you have a contribution to make and you can let Gary know. I totally commend and recommend Gary. I really do think he's a great guy. And I've actually known Gary previously, actually when I used to work for a bank years and years ago. Gary was the head of the National Council of Social Services, NCOS, which some of you know about. And Gary helped to keep a service open then as well, the Active Linking Initiative across the whole state. There was a coalition of us, Active Linking Initiative providers. Our service was auspiced by a bank, much like Access is now. And we got together and lobbied government, and Gary and his team at NCOS helped us to lobby government and speak to the then Minister, Carmel Tebbutt, to describe to government the value that that service provided and to find a way for us to operate and a budget for us to operate within that was realistic. And I think Gary's now going to champion some of that work again. So thank you, Gary, for stepping up. It's actually a hell of a challenge because things have changed and it's been very difficult for us through COVID, but we're coming out of it now. And I think we're coming out of it very strongly. In fact, we have got for November a 24% increase on group participation bookings that we had in May, and May was about our best month ever, just before the lockdown. And we've managed to actually increase our one-on-one supports that we do by 96% on our May number. So we got 96% higher one-on-one supports and 24% higher group supports, swinging back into action in November. We're in for a bumper month. We just got to hold it together. It's going to be like the space shuttle re-entering Earth's atmosphere. It's going to shake around a bit and bits are going to fly off. But let's hold it together, guys, and rock it through November and the months ahead as well. Let me look at my notes here. There's a few other things to say. I'll send around a video. There's some special timesheets for sleepover supports. If you're doing a sleepover support, look at your email. I'll be sending you a special sleepover support timesheet. You have to tell us if you woke up, and also on the notes on supportability, if you woke up so we can pay you properly. There's all sorts of stuff like that to talk about, but I'll leave that for the email. Thank you very much for having me and for your wonderful friendship and comradeship while I have worked here. It's been a great and interesting time for me, and I have very mixed feelings about moving on. I'm happy to go to my new gig, but I'm also sad. I hope to see you guys around. Oh, that's the last thing. Let me write this one down. I can't. I don't have anything to write. It's a text. 26th of November, Friday the 26th of November. Let's go to the pub and have a drink. I'm thinking something like 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock on Friday the 26th of November. If you're keen and you got this email, you're invited. Come along and we can have a farewell, good luck for the future Christmas drink. Friday the 26th, 6 p.m. at the Old Bank Bar. At the Old Bank Bar for Old Bank employees. Oh, that was Geraldine's line. That was a good one. Old Bank Bar for Old Bank employees and current ones in Katoomba. You know it? It's at the top of Katoomba Street. Thanks, guys. Happy Christmas.